Alright, welcome back everybody. We're on to chapter 10. We just lost Ashley to the Verdugo.
So, what's become of the Amber?
Sorry, nothing yet. But my little helper is creating quite the commotion. Everything will work out just fine.
As long as you can keep your dog under control.
He's a good boy. Predictable.
Fine. Keep your mutt. But don't come crying to me if you get bit.
Yeah, so this chapter,
Same as ever.
I want to say that it's tough. Yeah, I would say the thing that makes it tough is the Novastators area. I think that's what makes it tough. Now, I know for some people they'll probably say, nah man, it's the 2 Garrador room, that's the toughest bit. Anyways, that's where we get the last rat. It's the area where Ashley was escaping. So we just run in there real quick and do that. There's also this where we can go down into the basement area where Ashley went to get the emblem, but that would cost way too much ammo, to be honest. Not worth it in the end, I would say. But yeah, here's where we finally run into Novastators. But their room was probably the biggest pain in the butt for me. I mean, I guess the 2 Garrador room can be difficult, but I guess if you take your time and just kind of kite them around, you know, and if you're, I guess, somewhat aggressive, not entirely aggressive, you can get through it. I would say mostly the reason why it makes that room tough is the ads, like the extra enemies that are around. It's a pain in the ass, because when you're trying to sneak around, you know, because obviously the Garradors find you by, like, sound. So if you're running, they'll know where you're at, you know. They're like crouching around, you move pretty slowly, so the other enemies in the room will like catch up to you, and then, you know, you'll get grabbed or you'll get hit and stuff, and yeah, they just drop down there. But for me, the biggest pain was this room, because like you want to go fast in this room to get through there, but trying to run from the Novastators is a pain in the ass, because like they have that one attack. Did you see that one where he like winded up? It has a long range. Like that attack, yeah, that attack has a long reach, you know. And then they also have the grab, and then they fly around, and they look like they move pretty slowly, but they catch up to you pretty fast. So the best bet is to pretty much just take your pistol. Yeah, just take your pistol and just move through this area, like at a steady pace, but also aware, you know. Because if you're trying to run from it, the Novastators will just overwhelm you, I think. Because I tried it and it didn't work and I just died. So if you just take your time, it's okay. It's not like it kills that much time where you wouldn't be able to still get the S+. Because at this point in the game, we're actually really great on time. But there is something I must talk about that actually is like, I don't know how I feel about it entirely. So Mercenaries came out Friday. Alright, I should say yesterday. What is today? Is today Sunday? No, today's Saturday. So it came out yesterday. It came out Friday. Okay. And now, all you need to do to get the hand cannon, which is the reason why I'm doing this without bonus weapons, by the way, it was so I could get, you know, I wanted to do this with like new game, S+, no bonus weapons, and all that to get the hand cannon, because that's the requirement to get it. So now you don't even necessarily have to do this without bonus weapons. All you need to do is play Mercenaries mode, and all you need to do is to get that is to get S+ on all 3 stages. Doesn't matter which characters, just as long as you get an S plus on all 3 stages. You can do it with 3 different characters, which if you played Mercenaries mode, getting S plus, you can do that standing on your head. Because I think all you need for like S plus or S rank is just 200,000 points, and that's easy to do, considering the skills that the characters have in Mercenaries mode. Yeah, it's easy, and then you'll just get the hand cannon for free. So, in a way, I don't know how I feel about it, because that's kind of how the requirement was for the hand cannon in the OG game, except it was much harder because you had to do it on all characters on all 5 stages. I remember doing that. I spent a lot of time in Mercenaries mode in the OG game to get that hand cannon, but it was well worth it. And so, like, I guess if you want the hand cannon, you just can do this. You don't even have to play this on new game. You can still do that. You'll have to still do it on new game to get S plus, but then you'll just be able to use bonus weapons. Grab the Chicago typewriter, get the infinite ammo for that. Grab the hand cannon and get the infinite ammo for that. You know, if you have the primal knife, get the infinite ammo with the knife, and there you go. Your ammo economy is literally taken care of. It should be a breeze to get S plus with the bonus weapons, honestly. You know? Yeah. But I guess if you want to do this with like the challenge, because you know, I'm not really mad about it, because honestly I wanted to do it anyways. I wanted to do this anyways because I wanted the challenge, because I like it when Resident Evil games have some, like, you know, some pretty difficult challenges, you know, to overcome, because I love this series. I love Resident Evil. Resident Evil is like my second favorite video game franchise aside from Final Fantasy. Yeah, so, and then, but so yeah, I just, if it given me any opportunity to keep playing this game, yeah, I was gonna take it. So I really don't mind it that they do have that. It's nice for it's nice for a lot of people who may not have like a whole lot of confidence in their ability to get through this, you know, with no bonus weapons. It's understandable, so that's nice for them, you know. So I'm not gonna complain too much. And either way, like, now you have 2 avenues to do it. If you want to get through this, if you want to do it this way, you totally can. And then that's what my playthrough is for, is to help people, you know, devise strategies for that. But yeah, I just wanted to mention that because I thought it was pretty hilarious, honestly. Especially because, like, I had just completed it probably, I think, the day before, like, yeah, the night before Mercenaries came out. I took my time with it. I wasn't. Yeah, see, that's the move I was talking about. That giant swing that they have. But yeah, I was taking my time with it. I wasn't trying to throw myself up against the wall. I was doing like maybe a chapter a day or something like that when I started it, a chapter or 2. Yeah, and then like if too much crap happened, I just turned it off and just tried again later, you know. But I'm actually proud of it. I'm proud that I did it. So I'm happy. I got all the weapons. I got my platinum trophy. Great game. Definitely so far my game of the year. We'll see what happens when FF16 comes out. If you know. But either way, like, it's been a pretty great year for games, I would say. A lot of good games came out this year. I just started picking up Octopath Traveler 2 because I played the demo. I really loved it. Now I'm actually like starting to pick up the game again. You know, I played Persona 4 Golden again, so that was really nice. I have Persona 3. I've been wanting to play that as well. I've been wanting to go back to Persona 5 for like the 4th time. 4th or 5th time, I think. And all these games I mentioned are most likely going to be put up on the channel. Videos are going to be put up on the channel. I think for what I'm doing, what I want to do for Persona 4 is I want to go through it with just Izanagi only. And I'm just going to put up the boss fights. because I think those are the only ones that really matter, honestly, is to get through the boss fights with Izanagi only on very hard. And then I'm thinking Persona 3 I might do it with Orpheus only. And then obviously Persona 5 I'm going to do it with Arsane. But yeah, that's kind of, those are going to be fun. Probably going to take the most time, honestly. So I'll probably have like Octopath Travelers 2 stuff up first, because I think what I'm going to do is just do like the character chapters and stuff, which seems nice. Should be pretty good to do. Anyways, so now that we've cleared out the Novastator room, we went back to the merchant, so I'm going to make a save. Yeah, I made the mistake of not, I did that a few times in this playthrough, otherwise I probably would have gotten it done sooner, was when I was trying to like stretch out long gameplay periods without saving, because I thought like the island was going to require me to have like maybe multiple saves during chapters, so I was trying to save those saves for that bit, but it turned out the island was probably the easiest bit for me. So yeah. I would say the village, the beginning of the game was probably the most difficult, and then a couple parts in the castle were hard, like the water hall. No, the water hall wasn't too difficult. I'm trying to remember what parts I was like that took. I think this chapter did, and then the one before it, chapter 9 and 10 were probably the ones that took me the most time to do, I think, in the castle. Yeah, so we make a save there. Totally fine with it. We're still really good on saves. That way we don't have to run through the Novastator room. Because I did that and went up to the double Gyarados room and I died. So I had to do the Novastator room again. And I don't want to keep doing... I don't want to have to keep repeating that every single time that something may go wrong in the double Gyarados room. So yeah. We'll just make a save there. As long as I'm saving one time per chapter, we're good, you know. Which is what happened. And then there is a chapter or two that allowed me to, that I think I actually did without saving at all. And that was on the island. There was one, and that's what really set me up. Because otherwise I would have had 15 saves on the dot if I had to save during that chapter, but I was able to get through it without saving at all. So yeah, that was great. Very, very helpful. But I got some Octopath Traveler boss music in my head. Really great music. Really great soundtrack so far. That's like one of the things that Square Enix games really deliver on, is like their soundtracks. Their soundtracks are always really good, and the soundtrack in this game is really good too. I mean, the Mercenary soundtrack is pretty banging, honestly. It's like every character has their own theme, and it's pretty cool. And so, like, so far in the Mercenaries mode, there's only 4 characters. There's Leon, you can play as Luis, the first time in 20 years. Holy crap. Then Krauser, of course, he was in the OG. And then Hunk, which was in the OG as well. And then I guess data mining says that Wesker, Ada, and then some other Leon costumes are coming, supposedly once Separate Ways comes out, which I'm pretty sure Separate Ways is coming. I mean, they hinted at it like several times in the main game, and then there was even a title drop too at the end. So. Yeah, so I sniped like the first 3 enemies in the room, and then I shoot the bell to lure those guys over there. And so like you want to focus on trying to get one of them down there pretty quickly. So I did the bullhorn one guy first, because he was the one that killed me the last game. So I had a personal vendetta against him. It doesn't matter which one you kill first. But yeah, I had a vendetta against him, so I wanted him dead first because he was the one that killed me. And try to avoid like pinning yourself up against a wall. That like you always want to try to keep an exit between you and them, so that way once you fire you can basically run in the opposite direction, because as soon as you shoot they're gonna come running at you. And I also try to lure them into the enemies because like once they're charging at you, and then they basically get stopped by an enemy in front of them, they'll just start swinging at them, and they just go hog wild on them. But yeah, once you take one of them out, the other one's pretty manageable because obviously you'll be able to watch him and stuff. Because you'll see me shoot. Yeah, see what happened? They got stopped pretty much, and then yeah. So now they're separated. So this is a pretty good angle. If you hit the pot, they'll hear it and come chasing after you. So I got them separated a little bit. So we're gonna. He's dead, I believe, because I think like 2 shots from my rifle pretty much took him out. If you have heavy grenades, you can also use them, and it does a pretty good amount, pretty good chunk of damage here. Yeah, this is bad. Don't do what I do here and get yourself trapped in this corner, because this is what happened last time, and this is how I died. I got killed by Mr. Bullhorn or Bullhead guy in the corner here. So yeah, I just made a flash grenade so I could flash him and get the hell out of here. And then also don't get smacked by the gird or swinging around wildly as you run by. But yeah, that's a pretty bad area to be. Thankfully, he's over there just tearing them up. That's probably one of the best parts of this room, is when you get the Gyarados to come, like, they come charging you, and then they just start swinging at all the other enemies in the room, and they just, like, there's just body parts everywhere. Bang. So that's 1 shot. I'm pretty sure if we shot him again with the plug out, he probably would have died. And then we'd be done. Oh, look. Yeah. Gotta forget these guys will come dropping from the balcony above. Nice. Took a very unnecessary hit there. Pretty obnoxious. Whoop! I was like, oh no, not again. It's like, not again. Yeah, I trapped myself in the corner again. Yikes. Oh no, this time there's a plug out. Thankfully, the Gyarados smacking him a few times, so it stun locked him. Now it'll hit him. Ooh. Now I'm like, eek. Yeah, we'll just take out him. Sidestepped his little stab there. You could walk up to him and stealth him, stab him in the back with a knife, but that would take way too long. So we're just gonna shoot him with a rifle. Now he's dead. And GG's, we got through the room. See, like, you want to be aggressive, but you also want to be safe. You know, be aggressive. Like, wasting tons of time trying to, sneak up behind them. Just put space between you and them. Shoot him in the back with a rifle. If you want to use your Magnum, you can too, but I wouldn't recommend it. We want to save that Magnum ammo for later. I wasn't very lucky with my drops. If you've gotten lucky with your drops, like from the pots and stuff, like if you've gotten a lot of Magnum ammo and you can spare it, go ahead and use it. You can definitely use it. Use whatever is like the most powerful for you, honestly. Then we just get the 2 unicorn horns. And then this was the part that a lot of people would probably be dreading if you know what's coming up. Because obviously I'm pretty sure a lot of people, if you're playing professional mode, you know, like, you've beaten the game already, and you know, obviously you have to, because you can't play professional until you beat the game. But anyways, we'll reconvene after this.
Please do continue. Do not resist, my dear. It serves only to make you suffer all the worse.
Please, please.
You sick! Aquí nos despedimos, señor Kennedy.
Hang in there, Ashley. I'm coming for you.
Yeah, so obviously you know exactly what's coming up, you know, so... But don't worry. We are going to kill him immediately. And by that I mean we're buying a rocket launcher because we are not wasting our time. So there's two ways you can do this. So one way would be you would if you're familiar with the room, which I'll probably mention once we see the room. I'll talk about it. There's a room where you can sit there and you can kite him around there. And you can do that for like the 5 minutes it takes for the elevator to drop. And you don't have to spend any ammo on him at all. And then you don't have to kill him either. That's one way you can do it. And I'm not too I can't really attest to its safety, but as long as you run around in like this little circle in the room, which I'll show you once we see the room anyways. You should be able to do it without him even hitting you. I'm pretty sure you could do it without him hitting you. Stupid freaking Novastators. Although I do like this change. Wow. Hit me twice there. I like this change where they don't really like have the camouflage as it is. You know, like in the OG game, where they're invisible. They have like this reflective thing where they can, you know, obviously they're reflecting light off of them or something like that. I'm not too sure what it was. I know they talk about it in one of the files, I think. But if you've seen them, you know, like those, like if you're aware of where they are, you'll see them sitting there and they're all like, they look like they're in a cocoon state and stuff. And if you run past them, they're basically camouflaged into the background, and then they'll attack you as you run by them. But anyways, yeah. So back to that. You can either kite him around there for about the 5 minutes and wait for the elevator to come down, and you don't have to worry about fighting him. And I would say that works. You could pretty much do it without him killing you. If you want to wait 5 minutes. 5 minutes is a long time to be getting chased by Verdugo. Or you can do what we do and just shoot him with a rocket launcher. But if you're going to do that, you're going to want to freeze him first. It's the way you're going to get the one shot. Because if you shoot him with the rocket without freezing him, you would have to shoot him again with another rocket to kill him. And you can see where the Novastators are because you'll see their eyes in the water. Basically, you want to shoot in the general vicinity of their eyes. Because I think the way that it is, it makes them look like they're closer than what they are. Because you're seeing their eyes reflecting off the water or something like that. It's a interesting little thing. Get an elegant crown here, which is what gives us a lot of money. If you have like 3 red rectangular ones and then 2 yellows, you'll get like 108,000 from the crown. It's the most expensive, or it's the one where you can get the achievement for 100,000 for when you sell an item for 100,000. I think it's the only one that can do it. But yeah, that's what's going to give us a lot of our money. We're also going to sell some other things too to get the 160k. So then you're thinking, you're like, well, wouldn't you want to use the rocket launcher for Salazar? No, we have a strat for that as well. It's a very nice strat. Very, very nice strat. It trivializes the Salazar fight, and I love it. So that way that we were able to still use the rocket launcher on Verdugo and get through that fight relatively easily without having to burn tons and tons of ammo. And then we'll still be able to get through the Salazar fight without burning tons and tons of ammo. So it leaves us with quite a bit of ammo to use on the island, which I ended up having so much ammo by the end of this. Like all my strats were about saving ammo. Killing things quickly and saving ammo.
I got something new for you.
Yeah, so what we're going to do is, since we don't have all the necessary items, we're just going to do the 5. So we'll drop the green, the purple, and then we'll drop a red. A shame we didn't have a yellow, so we're only going to get 4 colors out of it. But we're still going to do it. Because if we got the 5, we would have gotten 100k. which would have been quite nice. So we're at 116, so we need another 160. So I'm selling everything. Even if I didn't have to, even if I didn't slot anything, I'm still selling everything. Although I probably could have slotted. No, I didn't. I didn't have the right. I didn't have all the necessary stuff to slot that in. So now we need 10,000. Trying to sell. I think I did not. No, I did not sell the rifle. Oh yeah, I realized too. I could have spent. I could have spent my spinels on this stuff, and then I would have had. I would have had more reds, but I wouldn't have had enough yellows. But then I could have put those into that chalice. So what I would probably recommend is grabbing these first, and then trying to slot as much gems into the treasures as you can. You can probably save more money out of it too. But either way, we're not really that strapped for cash, I would say. Then we still have enough to even upgrade our body armor as well. Or not upgrade, but repair it. I don't repair it. Interesting. Alright. So now, the dreaded hallway. First time coming in here, whee, I was like, oh no. The PTSD from the first time, from my first time playing the OG game. Because obviously you did not expect, you didn't expect this to happen. Because up until then, there wasn't really anything that was super scary, you know what I mean? You were fighting villagers and then zealots and stuff, and then this was like the first time, and then you get predator vision over here. Then you're like, what the hell was that? And you remember when it comes running at the door, and all of a sudden you just hear that loud bang at the door? I sat there for probably 3 minutes with my gun pointed at the door, waiting for whatever was going to come through that door. I was like, what the hell is that? Yeah, it was like, this was like probably the very first scary moment. And I suppose the Novastators, when you ran into them, they were more of an obnoxious thing than scary. But this was like the truly like, holy crap. And then especially like when the tail comes out and you're like, what the fuck is that? Just straight up alien predator like. I have a feeling that this enemy was really inspired by Alien and Predator. Just mixture of two of them. We'll get the rocket launcher equipped. Because once we hit this thing, once we try to exit, he's going to drop down. And once we get him to drop down, like that, and he just comes cooking it towards us. Ow. We want to run over here to this little... Wait till he freezes. I think you could probably fire before then. Yeah. And there you go. Verdugo is taken care of. Easy. But as long as he's frozen, you only have to shoot him once. Otherwise, you'd have to... Otherwise, you would have to drop some ammo on him. And I think his only weak spot when he's not frozen is his head, the little white skull, I think. The elevator moves really fast in that cutscene. It's kind of hilarious. Alright, so this is the room that I was talking about. And you see that? You see all that stuff in the middle? Because I'm going to come in here. Yeah. So what you do is you come in here when Verdugo drops down to chase after you, and you just sit there and you run around that thing in the middle of the room. Just basically kiting him around there, you know? Like every time he runs, then you run around, and then just kind of walk. And you can do that for like 5 minutes. And wait for the elevator to drop. That's one way. Yeah. But totally up to you. And yeah, so once we hit this elevator, it'll be the end of this chapter. And I would say the only room that was probably really difficult in there was the 2 Garrador room, which is probably going to be the most difficult part. Because once you do, you know, Verdugo ain't shit with the rocket launcher. Nice veins, Leon.
Your suffering can end, just as it has from his daughter.
Who has joined us in communion, and now she is of our flesh.
Of our blood. My faithful disciple will show her the path.
Go now. Deliver to these vagrant children their salvation. As you wish.
It's like, uh-oh, anybody who knows the OG knows who that is.
I'll make it cheap for you.
And then after all this time, we finally run into Luis. And that's the end of the chapter. Took about 26 minutes. We're making really good time on these chapters, honestly. So, that's great. It's like, we're keeping them under 30 minutes, which is perfect. So yeah, so that'll do it for chapter 10. We are making great progress. Yeah, we're making great progress. And I make a save for this opening chapter because, one of the rooms in there is going to be an absolute pain in the ass. Because I guess if you want to, you can kite Verdugo and then save the rocket launcher to blow up the area in there, and you can skip one of the rooms. It's totally up to you. The strat works for a multitude of ways. But yeah, that'll do it for this episode. I will see you guys in chapter 11.